Oh, there you are, YouTube. It is October 6th. What movie are we pulling from the Advent calendar today?
The Devil's Advocate.
Ooh, Devil's Advocate.
That's a
Keanu!
movie.
There you go. Keanu tonight. So we pulled the Devil's Advocate today, and we've seen it before. Got my wife right there wearing an appropriate t-shirt and a knitting bag over there covered with Keanu's. But the question is, has Tracy seen this movie before?
Never.
Never? So this will be a first time?
Yeah, I'm going in completely cold. The only thing I know about it is that Keanu's in it, and there's some sensual lovemaking in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's all I know, and frankly, that's all I needed to know.
Well, I do, after we watch it, I have two very specific questions for you. Nothing about the sensual stuff, but we can talk about that too. But I have two, very specific questions, so, yeah, I just want to know your thoughts on those.
Sounds good.
So get
I
ready.
just want
Yeah,
to know
get ready.
what I'm seeing in my neck of the woods.
Inside joke from 2 minutes ago.
A callback when you weren't filming.
Anyway, yeah, we're going to go watch the movie. Join us. So the Devil's Advocate is over.
Devil's Advocate is over.
I don't know, should I ask my specific questions first and then we get into your overall feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, so Keanu Reeves is criticized heavily for his accent work in movies. And in this film, he has a southern accent. He's from Florida. Are you able to get the pause on there just in case? And so, get the pause on there. Can you pause it? So, I guess, yeah, that's my question. What did you think? Did you notice it? Was it a problem?
Yeah.
Or was it just like, oh, he has a southern accent?
No, I was definitely noticing it, but it was not just him, it was also Charlize.
Oh, right.
I was just like, these people are... Who's actually talking like this?
Right, okay.
That makes it to the big city anyway.
So you were distracted by it?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's odd. I feel like I was the first time we watched it, but I didn't think about it this time.
Okay.
I don't know, it just kind of went past me. But
Right.
it didn't really bother me the first time either. I just kind of noticed it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't bothered.
Yeah.
It made it seem more like a play sometimes.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's interesting, yeah. And I think also the first time I watched it, I knew about people not caring for Keanu's accent work. So it was like, I was kind of like looking for the problem.
Right.
Where now I think on this viewing, I'm over the problem, so
Right,
it didn't
you
bother
already-
me at all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And spoilers. So the very, very, very ending when Satan breaks the fourth wall and talks to us, tells us what his favorite sin is. What did you think of that? Did you think that was stupid?
Yeah.
Me too.
100%.
Wait, sorry, which part?
When Satan breaks the fourth wall.
Oh, the
Talks
very
to
Yeah.
camera.
I never,
end.
yeah, I didn't like that.
And it's also a callback, so he's like assuming you've been watching the whole time.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. The movie really believes in itself the whole time, and then at the end, it's like, hello, audience.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like he's fucking Ferris Bueller or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. He thinks he's Ferris Bueller, Zach Morris. And I like it. No, I don't like it. I don't know. Well, I guess I like it in Ferris Bueller. I like it when it makes sense or when it's happening throughout the entire film.
Right.
But here, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have just looked off. But I don't
Yeah.
like that he looked at me. He could have said those exact same things, just to himself,
Right.
not to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were my specific questions.
Okay.
But the movie overall, what'd you think?
I kind of thought it was great.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
could get that as you were watching it. I was like, I think Tracy's really digging this. Plus, I think you did say it once.
yeah, I did say that. I was incredulous during the entire thing. Never knew what was going to happen. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
weirdest conversations were happening
With us or in the movie?
in the movie.
Okay.
Like, just the stuff people were saying to one another. I'm like, nobody does this.
Yeah. Well,
Or
and
does anybody do this?
not just like in that world, but also it's just kind of fun to watch because this was a mainstream movie. Like this is
I
a
know.
Warner Brothers movie.
That is
But
totally bizarre to me.
but you're never going to get a mainstream movie like this today.
Never.
We have like cleansed films so much
Right.
that this movie would be such an independent film,
Yeah.
not produced by Warner Brothers.
It's so bizarre.
And there's just like lots of nudity, lots of sex, lots of
Yeah. It was gratuitous.
swearing. Yeah, the language that's being used is very gratuitous.
Yeah.
It just would not be made today, at
No.
least on a mainstream budget.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it had like a lot of tropes and similarities to other movies, but then it also was wholly its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kept thinking like Angel Heart, Eyes Wide Shut, The Firm,
Mm-hmm.
The Seventh
Seal?
Seal. Like
And we just watched Candyman. There were a couple things
Candyman
that
was
felt
very-
a little
yeah.
Candyman in
it
there.
was just like a million things kept reminding me of it. But you still didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like enough of a weaving of them or an unintentional tip of the hat that it didn't feel like it was copying.
Right.
Wasn't aping those films at all.
Right. We don't really do that. It was all like a dream type trope in movies much anymore.
Right.
So it's kind of, I just hadn't really thought about it. I wasn't expecting it to crop back up for this.
Right. What'd you think of that?
It's a great question.
Yeah. I
It
don't-
really just means like kind of all bets are off at the end, and then you're like, how many endings is this gonna have?
In real, like, yeah, like the movie
When
obviously
can I-
continues.
When can I say it's done?
Yeah. Because basically another movie started.
Right.
At the end.
And anything, so then anything again can happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But I really enjoyed it. It was so funny. Al Pacino, I never really watched him much before, but I found him oddly compelling.
Yeah.
He was electric. I couldn't keep my eyes off of him.
I don't remember when I watched this interview, but I watched a Keanu interview, and I think it was with Jay Leno, and it was for this movie. He was promoting it, and Jay was like, "Hey, and you got Al Pacino to be in your movie. How was that? What was that like?" And like he stopped, paused, looked down, and you could tell just how grateful he was
Oh my
to
God.
share the screen with Al Pacino, because I think there was a lot of, I think they were trying to get a few huge people for this, and so a lot of like negotiating was going on,
Right.
and it seemed like when Al Pacino agreed to it, it was like was the most exciting thing in the world for
Right.
him when that happened. So
Probably got a bigger budge.
actually, I think that was part of it.
You want to hear this tidbit?
CGI.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves accepted a lower salary so the producers could pay Al Pacino's asking price. When Pacino later heard about this, he donated the same amount of money of his salary to charity.
Oh,
Oh,
I love it.
wholesome.
I love
AF.
it. Oh
And it was
man.
a freaking demon movie.
Right. Yeah, yeah, he was just like so excited. Like you could just, I'd never, like the interview became, because it's all performative on Jay Leno, on those late night shows, but then it just became so sincere in that moment, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
this feels like a moment
What have
is
I stumbled
happening.
upon here?
Yeah, it felt like a real moment.
Like when Joaquin Phoenix was on Letterman, and you're like, I'm seeing something here. Don't know what it is.
What's going on? Yeah, and then it was all an act. What was that movie called? I'm Not Here? I'm Not There?
I don't know. I never saw it.
I didn't think it was that interesting.
It's more about the hype surrounding it.
Yes, yeah, that was more interesting than the movie itself. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every moment.
Yeah. Oh, and the special effects were pretty good. So I
Yeah.
thought the movie was earlier than it was. What did we find out? It was a 97? It's a 97 movie, but the effects with like all the demons and everything inside the bodies and
Yeah.
showing their faces,
That was
I thought all
pretty
that
good.
looked pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I think the only thing where it's a little questionable is that like relief sculpture behind
Yeah,
Satan's desk.
In the 80s and 90s, they were playing a lot with portraits and
Mm-hmm.
statues kind of turning into people. And
Yeah.
kind of glad they moved away from that.
Yeah. Didn't that happen in The Cell too?
Yeah, like Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah. Or I guess that was 80s, but yeah. Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw that guy once at a play in Hollywood.
the curly-haired guy in Ghostbusters 2. He's also in the Mr. Bean movie. I remember him in that.
I've not seen that.
It was like the American one. I don't know if there are UK ones, but there probably are. But yeah, it's a good movie. Also, it's a long movie,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't feel long
No.
to me
No,
this time.
It didn't.
I can't remember if it felt long to me before, but I think I just know its reputation for being a long movie. I don't see how long it is there.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours? Okay, so that's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
All in all, good.
Very enjoyable.
So the only part is just that breaking of the fourth wall, because otherwise it's so good, right?
Yeah. It's really good.
Oh, the editing. That was another thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
That there's like this sex scene with Keanu and Charlize, but also he's like dreaming about, or she's being possessed by. I don't really know how we're supposed to take it. It's kind of a little bit of everything.
By his half sister.
Who we learn is his half sister, but she's like a demon. Was it incubus or succubus? Succubus
I think.
type. And the editing in it is so good, like so seamless when it flips from, and it all seems practical. Like I don't think they're doing any facial morphing or anything,
Right.
but the editing when it's switching back and forth to the two actresses and Keanu's body's on top of them, it's all seamless. Like his motions, like
It's
when
very
he's
seamless, yeah.
thrusting forward versus thrusting back is like when the actresses change, and it just
Yeah.
all looks so perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think I thought about that the first time I was watching it when we were doing our Keanu marathon, because I think I was just watching the scene, but I was really focusing on the editing, and it was like, this is
Yeah,
so
that's
impressive.
good.
It was
Al
very good.
Pacino's great at lip syncing.
Yes, he does a lot of lip
Check
syncing,
it out.
or twice
so
anyway.
much better than Avril Lavigne.
Oh wait, was it Avril or Ashley Simpson?
I'm thinking Avril Lavigne.
Oh, okay.
She's pretty bad.
Is she a lip syncer?
Well, in her music videos, everybody's doing it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh, Ashley Simpson on SNL.
On
We
SNL.
were talking about two different things.
Yeah, we were on two different topics
When
there.
she did that weird jig.
Yeah, I remember that. And then Jude Law, who was hosting, was trying to like save her. He was like, "Oh, it was technical issues. We're sorry.
God.
Live TV.
Yeah,
Live TV."
that was very generous of him.
Yeah. But then the truth came out. Anyway, what's your favorite sin?
I honestly can't even think about this question because
I was asking the viewers at home.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and answer anyway. I think about this question a lot,
Uh-huh.
and every time I think about it, I just think of the movie Seven.
Oh
And
yeah.
that freak that he kept alive just
Which
barely.
one? Oh,
Which
yeah, the one that was
like,
on
in the bed,
drugs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and that is just the most messed up thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really choose favorites. The
Right.
deadly sins.
I guess mine would be
Sloth, because he would
Sloth?
try it.
sloth or gluttony. I like, I actually love the feeling of overfilling myself
Oh my gosh.
and then
A lot of
just
people
like
hate that.
rolling around on the bed as it like slowly goes away from me, or in the booth or wherever I'm eating. I've done this at yeah. I've done this at Steak and Shake many times, which is a Midwest restaurant. Um, but
I really love
yes,
that.
I will always overeat there, and then I have to kind of like lay down in the booth and in pain. But it's like a
Okay,
weird.
when's
I
the last
like
time
the
you did
feeling.
this? 12 years ago?
And not since we've been married, because we haven't gone there in a long time.
Oh.
But or we don't go there. But like in college, I do it a lot.
Hmm. We don't go there.
Yeah,
It doesn't even go here.
Mean Girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was really fun.
Any last words on the film? Just that it's good, good film.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Do you want to do the outro? Do you remember it?
I think it's something. Again, I was going to say, and here's what's happening in your neck.
No, that's Al Roker.
Okay, yeah, we can take that. Perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more pure hangout.